Hi YouTube, it's Lena, and I'm here today with the disappointing products of 2016. I was inspired to do this by Love Heatherette, who did her own 16 products in 2016, and I actually wound up with 15. A lot of these are things that I tried for first impression videos, or that I got in boxes that had a lot of hype to them, but then just didn't work out for me. So yeah, let's get started. Oh, and also, I can't remember who asked me to do this in my subscription giveaway. Not my subscription giveaway, but my 1,000 subscriber subscription. Why do I keep saying subscription? My 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Someone asked me that they wanted to know products that didn't work out for me. So here we are, and here we go. These are not in any particular order. I didn't make like a pyramid of them or anything. They're just like as I thought of them. So first off, I actually had 2 hard candy disappointments this year. One of which I still have, so I could show it to you. Another one I will have to, insert a picture like I usually do with these kind of things. But the first one is the Hard Candy Metallic Mousse liquid lipstick. And I thought this was going to be a really pretty color. I was really excited to try this. It is in the shade Queen of Hearts, so a cute little name right there. But unfortunately, the thing that disappointed me the most about this was the smell. Oh, it's still horrible and chemically. I don't know why I thought it would be any different. So it is a very pretty kind of metallic, deep color. But the smell does fade after a while, but it didn't have fantastic staying power, and it really did kind of emphasize all the lines in my lips like I kind of knew it would. The metallic liquid lipsticks tend to do that the most. So I wasn't super surprised. I will link the first impression down below if you would like to check it out, but this one did not work out for me at all. I have no one that I can give this to, and since I've used it, I can't, pass it on to somebody I'm less than very personally acquainted with. So unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to declutter this by throwing it out, which kind of sucks, but at least it was only like $6 to try, and I will actually probably keep the 10 because it's really cute. The other hard candy product was the Hard Candy Glamouflage Foundation. And I know that so many people really like this foundation, and it goes the gauntlet from oily skin to dry skin of people that really like it. But maybe it's because of where I live and the weather here, because I did try this out in I want to say like summer too. I live in a really hot, humid environment. I live in South Louisiana, for those of you that don't know. It did not work out for me. For one thing, the color I picked was wrong. That's more my fault than the foundation's fault, but it was too pale for me. It is so rare. You guys can see, it's not just the light washing me out. I am really pale. But it was too pale for me, but if it worked otherwise, I could use it as a mixer and then buy my right shade. But the problem was it like wore away, and I got really greasy and it patched off on me. So it just didn't work out for me overall. I wound up passing that on to a friend of mine. I did manage to make the color work because I did try it out a little bit more by mixing in the Bare Minerals serum bronzer, and that made the color work, but it still didn't wear very well on me. Even with like a good primer and everything, it didn't wear very well on me. Because when I try out foundations, I try them out without a primer so that I can see how they work without any kind of help. That's just my personal philosophy on first impressions. Everybody has their own different way of doing it. Some people do it with their regular primer, and some people will do one day without a primer and then one day with their regular routine, which if you guys would like me to do that for first impressions on foundations, I would be okay with that. Love Heatherette does that too. And that is a really good way to do it. To figure out, say, okay, well maybe it doesn't work with nothing, but maybe it'll work with my regular stuff. Anyways, I actually have a foundation next as well, and I had kind of the same problem with it. It was the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. It is not necessarily made for oily skin, but I know some people with oily skin that really love it. But first, I had the wrong color. It was a sample that I tried for a video. I will link that down below, of course. But this is just another one that kind of patched away on my skin, left me feeling really oily, so it did not work out for me at all. It did not encourage me to try to spend the ridiculous amount of money on this foundation, so it just did not work. Next, I have the Buxom Cosmetics Wildly Whipped Liquid Lipstick. This is not a particularly matte formula, which I don't really mind. The problem with it was that it had a very strange, almost, it felt like it had a little bit of sand in it, honestly. I don't know how else to put that. It just wasn't very comfortable on the lips. Well, if it didn't have that texture, it would have been very nice on the lips. But because of that, I didn't really like it. I got this from Ipsy, and I didn't exactly love the color they sent me either, but that's just a problem with the color, not necessarily with the formula. But for whatever reason, the one that I received just felt gritty. That's the word I'm looking for. It felt gritty, so I did not enjoy that. I decluttered that. Next was the nightmare of my subscription boxes this year. It was the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Oil. Back when I was subscribed to Birchbox, as well as Ipsy and Play by Sephora, which I'm still subscribed to, within 2 months, all 3 of these boxes sent me this damn primer oil. And that was aggravating enough. I know it was the new thing at the time, but all 3 of them did not need to send it to me. Ipsy sent it to me first, and then in the same month, the next month, both Birchbox and Play by Sephora sent it to me. I'm oily skinned. I cannot do oil-based products. I do mix in a little bit of oil with my moisturizer at night sometimes. Like, I can do a face oil at night when I'm not putting makeup on. Beyond that, I can't do them. So, and I tried to use it as a primer oil. Like, I just tried to use a little bitty bit, and my foundation just died with this on top of it. And it was a pretty hardy foundation too. I think it might have honestly been my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, or whatever I was using after that was still pretty good. But either way, no, my face ate that foundation, and it just left me a greasy, nasty mess. And the fact that I got it in all of my subscription boxes as well just made me hate it all the more. Actually, a lot of these things are from Birchbox, and honestly, or Play by Sephora. They've had some stinkers too. Speaking of, the next 2 things are from Birchbox. First is the Balance Me Radiance Face Mask. I couldn't even keep it on my face long enough to see if it did what it was supposed to do, which I think it was supposed to be maybe, I don't remember. I'll put down here what it was supposed to do, but it smelled so bad. I honestly think I might have gotten a bad one. It smelled that bad. So, and that was my last one with the Birchbox, so I wasn't going to contact them or anything about it. I had already canceled. So I was just like, nope, in the trash you go. Next is the Paula's Choice Perfecting 2% BHA Liquid Exfoliant. These liquid exfoliants, oh my god, these liquid exfoliants. Because the next one on my list is the Pixie Glow Tonic, and I can just combine them together and say the same thing. These don't do anything for me. I can literally use them every night, which you're really not supposed to do. You're supposed to use it like every other night to kind of get yourself an exfoliation going on your face. They don't do anything. They don't feel like anything on my face. It literally feels like I'm putting water on my face. And water's good for your face, don't get me wrong, but if I'm paying for something, it better be more than water. And neither one of them are especially cheap. Paula's Choice can be reasonably priced for skincare, but like Pixie, especially for the drugstore, is not cheap at all. I think a full size of that Glow Tonic is like 20 bucks. So no. Speaking of expensive, the next thing I have on my list is the Drunk Elephant TLC Framboos Glycolic Night Serum. And to be fair, I had the same complaint about this. It just didn't do anything. And especially like the little small, which still lasted me several weeks, so I know it didn't do anything. But like the little small sample that Play by Sephora sent out was $15. The full size is like $90 or something crazy like that. It would have to work miracles for me to spend that anyway. Like stuff that I like, I won't spend $90 on unless I just absolutely know my face can't live without it. Stop going to the door. Go to bed. My dog, sorry. But this just didn't do anything for me. Like I could literally use it every night, and not only did it not have any effect on my skin, it just felt pointless. Next is the Tartiste lip liner that we all got in our Play by Sephora. I did actually use this up, so the reason why I don't have it, I used up a lot of the skincare stuff except for what I specifically mentioned I threw away, but man, something about the packaging in that sample I think is what the problem was for everybody, because it was a drier formula of a lip liner, which makes it stay on your lips a little bit longer, but it had one of those twist ups that you couldn't twist back down, which I hate. Nobody likes that. Companies need to stop making that type of packaging because nobody likes it. But not only that, it was really dry and crumbly in that type of packaging, so if you would try to use it, it would break off a lot and you would wind up wasting a lot of product. I personally didn't love the color that it came in. It came in the color Latergram, which is a really kind of browny nude, but you know, that's just personal preference right there. But the formula itself, maybe the formula with the packaging, I've heard that the full size is actually pretty nice, but that just didn't work at all. Honestly, I kind of hate saying this next one because so many people love this brand and I didn't get it. The Sunday Riley Good Genes All-in-One Lactic Acid Treatment. Also received from Birchbox, not Birchbox, Play by Sephora. That little tiny sample they sent me, I think was like $35 worth of product, which already means that your product is too damn expensive to exist. But it's just another one of those that didn't do anything. This one, I believe, actually smelled really nice and I enjoyed using it and putting it on my skin and everything like that, but when it doesn't do anything, what's the point? And you guys could probably have guessed this was coming, but next is Birchbox the company. Everybody knows that this year Birchbox decided to get rid of their gain points for reviews system. Apparently they were losing a lot of money on this or something like that, but when you've been doing that for years, people come to expect it. So they did change it so that you didn't have to wait for your points to be in 100 point increments to use them anymore. Like if you had 190 points, you could use 190 points. That's how I got rid of the last of my points. But it's not that everybody. Ipsy does give you points for reviews, but like Sephora, Play by Sephora doesn't have any kind of reward system. Beauty Box 5 doesn't have any kind of reward system. A lot of them don't, but Birchbox, one of the original subscription boxes for beauty, or at least one of the first big ones, they had always had that. When you get 5 products and you do 5 reviews, you get 50 points. So it kind of made it so that your box didn't really cost 10 points. Not 10 points. Your box didn't really cost $10. It kind of cost $5 because you got $5 back. You could only spend it in $10 increments, but you know, whatever. So once they got rid of that, I canceled. I know a lot of people that canceled. I'm almost curious to see if anybody can figure out how much their stocks went down after that big horrible move. And Birchbox has always been the one that sends you the little bitty samples. I didn't mind that too much. A lot of them are skincare, and that meant that I could get like 2 weeks use out of them and I could get through them pretty quickly so that I didn't have a lot of samples cluttering up my stuff, which I have a lot of stuff. So if I'm gonna get subscription boxes, I kind of want the sizes to be a little on the smaller side so that I don't drown in product. But once you got rid of the point system, I didn't see the point. The stuff they were sending me wasn't good enough, and as you saw, I had several items they sent me on this list that just did not work out. And a lot of stuff they sent me was kind of meh, honestly. So, no more. Next is something that I actually very recently received from Influencer. I recently received the e.l.f. box that a lot of people got that had the 4 or 5 different products. I need to do a review on this soon, but the thing that was just a complete bust, I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it right now because everybody's already mentioned this, was the e.l.f. bronzer highlighter duo. Now when these came out originally, they didn't get good reviews. So I don't know why Influencer decided to include them in their box, because the bronzer is complete garbage. I'm not even gonna lie. When you try to put it on your face, it shows up with absolutely no pigment. Even like digging your finger into it for a swatch, you only get a light amount of pigment. The highlighter itself is fine, but it's not anything special enough for me to want to keep that thing around. I don't have it anymore, that's why I can't show it to you. Or if I do, I have misplaced it, because I sure can't find it. I'm assuming I got rid of it. I probably threw it away, because I would not want to give that to anybody, because it is that bad. So the last two things I do have. So first is EOS lip balms. Now earlier this year I had an incident with the mint one where I thought it was like drying out my lips to the point of cracking. So I threw it away and I was like, okay, well maybe it's something about mint lip balms. And a lot of people told me, you know, menthol's not really that great for your lips, yada yada. And then I started using this one that I had. It doesn't say on here obviously, but it's like one of those striped ones that are supposed to be extra moisturizing. I think it's called like blackberry or something like that. The exact same thing started to happen, and I didn't go to the point of letting my lips crack, but they started really drying out, and I'm like, oh my god, it's EOS. It's not necessarily mint, because now I'm using a Jack Black mint lip balm, and it's not doing that to me. So these, a couple of years ago, I used up one of these. It was the honeydew version. And before my house burned down, I had the passion fruit one, and while I never thought these were anything super special, they never like completely destroyed my lips. So I don't know if there's been a change in the formula or something like that, but no, I will never buy one of these again. I don't care how good their scents are. And finally, we have the Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. My shade is in 10 Porcelain Ivory. And first off, it was a bad shade match. The shade on the outside, I'm gonna bring it in closer for you, is actually a pretty decent indicator of what's on the inside. This is really, really pink on me. I am more neutral to yellow undertones, so the pink did not work out for me. But I got a good deal on this. I got it from a friend of mine for $1 because she didn't like it. So it's like, okay, I'll try this out for my channel. It says soft matte. And it's the winter time, and it's actually like kind of dry here right now. So I thought, okay, well maybe a hydrating foundation will work. It did not work. It did not work at all. I will link my Maybelline first impressions video down below because I tried out a lipstick with it as well, and the lipstick was great, but this was not. So I think this is just a foundation that works better for dry skinned people. Oily skinned, probably shouldn't bother. But like I said, I had an opportunity to get this for really cheap, so I decided to grab it, and I learned it did not work out for me. But you live and you learn. So that is it. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I do really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you later. Bye.